Hello students, today we will discuss about elasticity of demand or price elasticity of demand. As you have already studied about the different aspects of demand, that is meaning of demand, types of demand, factors determining demand, what is the slope of the demand. So, all these concepts have already been studied in the previous class. So, today we will discuss about elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is the degree of response made by the quantity demand when there is a changes in price, or at the degree at which the quantity demand changes when there is a changes in price is called as elasticity of demand. In the slide we can understood about the definition which was given by Professor Alfred Marshall. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, the elasticity of demand in a market is great or small according as the amount demanded increases much or little for a given fall in price and diminishes much or little for a given rise in price. Here Marshall states that the degree of response given by the demand when there is a changes in price. Therefore, we can say that elasticity of demand is the response of the quantity demand when there is a changes in price. In the words of Lipse, another economist, he has also defined the elasticity of demand as elasticity of demand may be defined as the ratio of the percentage change in demand to a percentage change in price. Here also Professor Lipse has defined the same as the degree of response made by the quantity demand when there is a changes in price. The rate at which the demand changes when the price changes is called as demand, that is elasticity of demand. Marshall and many other writers after Marshall discussed about the elasticity of demand only with reference to price changes. The price elasticity of demand is calculated by dividing the percentage change in quantity demanded to a percentage change in price of a commodity. We can calculate the elasticity of demand by dividing the percentage change in amount demanded divided by percentage change in price. We will get the EP value or elasticity of demand. We can use the other equation, that is EP is equal to proportionate change in quantity demanded divided by proportionate change in price of a product. We will get the proportionate change in quantity of a product is equal to new quantity demand minus original quantity demand divided by original quantity demand. And in order to get the proportionate change in price is equal to new price minus original price divided by original price. We will get both the proportionate change in quantity demand as well as proportionate change in price of the product. Always the EP value, that is price elasticity of demand value, is negative because there is a negative relationship between price and quantity demanded, or there is a opposite relationship between price and quantity demanded. Therefore, the EP value is always negative. Now, we will study about the types of elasticity of demand or the degrees of elasticity of demand. There are 5 degrees or 5 types of elasticity of demand. They are: one is perfectly elastic demand, perfectly inelastic demand, relatively elastic demand, relatively inelastic demand, unitary elastic demand. First one is perfectly elastic demand, where the ED value is equal to infinite. After calculating the elasticity of demand value, we will get the infinite value, because a small changes in quantity demanded leads to any changes in quantity demanded. Therefore, we will get the EP value, that is infinite. That can be understood with the help of the diagram, where we find a small change, it is nearer to the 0% change in price, leads to a infinite changes in quantity demand. Therefore, in the diagram we can see the diagram in the slide where we find that the demand curve becomes horizontal straight line which is parallel to the OX axis. Next, second one is perfectly inelastic demand, where the elasticity of demand value or EP value is equal to 0, which indicates that any changes in price of a commodity, which means the change in the price of a commodity does not affect to the quantity demanded. And also we can say that the percentage change in price of a commodity, either increase or decrease in the price of a commodity, does not affect to the change in the demand for a commodity. Therefore, the demand curve here becomes vertical straight line. Under such case, if we calculate the ED value by using the elasticity of demand formula, we will get the result as 0. We can understood the EP value with the help of the numerical terms. Say for example, a 50% increase or decrease in the price of a commodity leads to no change in quantity demand. So that ED value is equal to 0. That can also be understood with the help of the diagram. In the slide we find that if there is an increase in the price of a commodity from OP to OP2, there is no change in quantity demanded, that is the quantity demanded remains at OM level. Or on the other hand, if the price of a commodity decreases from OP to OP1, the quantity demanded is remaining same as OM. Therefore, we will get the vertical straight line, the demand curve, and the ED value here is equal to 0. And the third one is, the third type of the elasticity of demand is inelastic demand. Here the ED value is less than 1. Inelastic demand means when the percentage change in quantity demanded is less than the percentage change in price, then the demand is inelastic or less elastic. That can be understood with the help of the numerical example, where it is said that if a 10% changes in price leads to a only 2% changes in quantity demanded, then ED value becomes 0.2, which means which is less than 1, which indicates that it is less than the unitary value. Therefore, ED value becomes less than 1. In the diagram, in the slide, we can we observe the diagram where the demand curve becomes steep. Say for example, if a increase in the price of the commodity from OP to OP1, the percentage change in quantity demanded is less, that is only it is decreases from OM to OM1. The percentage change in quantity demanded is less than the percentage change in the price of a commodity. Therefore, ED value or the EP value becomes less than 1. The fourth one is elastic demand. In the case of elastic demand, ED is more than 1. That is, when a percentage change in price of a commodity leads to a big percentage change in quantity demanded, then the demand is elastic or more than unit elastic. For example, if a change in price of a commodity is 2% and the that will leads to changes in demand by 10%, then ED value becomes 5, which is greater than 1. Therefore, we can understood with the help of the diagram where we find the flatter demand curve. Here the demand curve becomes flatter, that is because of the as OP price of a commodity decreases from OP to OP1, the quantity demanded increases from OM1 to OM, which indicates that the proportionate change in quantity demanded is more than the proportionate change in price of a commodity. Therefore, the demand curve becomes flatter. And the last one is unitary elastic demand. where the percentage change in quantity demanded is equal to the percentage change in quantity demand. I will repeat, the percentage change in quantity demand is equal to the percentage change in price, which means the percentage change in the price of a commodity is leads to the same percentage or same proportionate change in the quantity demand. Therefore, we will get ED value as 1. The ED value here is 1, that is, if a price changes by 2%, that will leads to the same percentage change, that is 2%, then ED is equal to 1. That can also be understood with the help of the diagram, where we find the demand curve, which is unit in nature, that is the percentage change in price will leads to same percentage change in quantity demand. Therefore, we will get a ED value as 1. With this, we will conclude that today we have discussed about the meaning of the elasticity of demand and different types of elasticity of demand. Thank you.